George, well batted and congratulations on the win. Is there any danger that you'll be flipping burgers any time in the next 5 years, do you reckon?
Oh, you never know. It's a pretty fickle game, cricket. So today was a good day, obviously, but no, you have plenty of bad days. We're even joking about that on the field with Usman Khawaja after his amazing one-handed dive stop, and then the very next ball trick was between your legs. It's a great leveller. So look, if there's a spot there, yeah, I'm always proficient at it.
I mean, basically, where do you stand? I mean, I guess you've come in. There's been a lot of talk about your position in the team, and I guess getting 100 and the way you did it today, that nails a lot of that speculation, I guess, does it? So has that taken a bit of pressure off you? Do you think that you don't have to worry about anything outside what you're doing?
I don't think you ever have to worry about anything outside of what you're doing. I can't control what anyone writes or what anyone else thinks. I care about what the other 10 blokes around me care about my performance, and that's about it. So, no, and once again, I don't think I'll ever be a good enough cricketer to not have my place under pressure in the Australian cricket team. You know, I don't think I'm ever going to be a Mike Hussey or a Ricky Ponting, so I've just got to make the most of it and make as many good days as I can. You know, and I think part of playing in the Australian cricket team is that you're under pressure every time you play.
Do you feel more comfortable now playing international cricket than say you were a year ago?
Oh yeah, but I mean that's absolutely I do, and I imagine in another year you feel more comfortable as well. That's just a pretty logical step. You know, the longer you do it, I think the more and more comfortable you'll become. The more circumstances and situations that you would have faced, opposition you would have faced. Absolutely, every game is a tiny little bit more normal, or a little bit more comfortable. But Michael Clarke and I are still horribly nervous before the game. That sort of stuff. I don't think that ever changes. I wasn't very happy with it early. I was joking with Mickey Arthur. I reckon I got my feet going in about the 48th over. So that was a bit of a battle. But that is part of the battle. Is winning that mental, or that voice on your shoulder telling you to play a big shot, whereas the circumstances today dictated that we needed a partnership and we needed a set batter to be in as late as possible. So in terms of that, anything else goes out the window. Your strike rate, or how many boundaries you're hitting, or how pretty you look, all that goes out the window. It's at the end of the day you're judged on the result. So it was easy in that regard to focus on batting well with James, batting well with Mitch, even batting well with Wadey. We going slowly, but just trying to wrestle a bit of momentum back.
You must have been thrilled with how it panned out with James at 6 for 98. So things were pretty green.
Yeah, they were, but I enjoyed batting with him, so we focused on that. We had 28 overs to bat together, so that was a good opportunity to spend some quality time with Jim in the middle. That's when he's he's most sensible as well. So he doesn't talk as much in the middle. So it was good, and I get a lot of enjoyment of playing cricket with someone like James Faulkner, who you've seen come through Tassie, and I think I batted with him in his first game for Tassie as well. His first bat for Australia, batted with him too. So that's pretty special to me.
Did we see the full complement of George Bailey today in terms of grinding out those runs early and then some of the big hitting at the end?
I don't know. What's the full compliment?
Well, is that what you've got to offer this Australian team, in that you can play a bit of the best of both worlds?
Oh yeah, I think I can certainly get better at starting meetings. Yeah, no doubt about that. Once again, I think your freedom is dictated a little bit by not being 6 for 90 or 4 for 60 or whatever. I'd love to be coming in and having that freedom early, but one of the things I pride myself on, I know I don't always look pretty as a cricketer, but one of the things I do pride myself on is the fact that I can hopefully assess the situation pretty well and try and come up with a reasonable plan that'll suit the team.
You said before that you don't see yourself as being another Mike Hussey or Ricky Ponting. There's been a bit of talk about who the next finisher in the one-day team will be following Hussey's retirement. Do you think that you got the goods to be that sort of a finisher?
I'd like to be, yeah. And once again, I think a really important part of that is temperament, and batting with, learning to bat with the lower order, learning to build partnerships through the middle of one-day games. So I'd love to make it my position, for many years. But I'm under no illusions as to the person that we're supposed to be replacing. He was very, very, very good at it, and even before Mike Huss and Michael Bevan. So Australian cricket's had two of the best. So I wouldn't be hanging out for that sort of replacement, but I'll certainly have a crack at it.
What does it mean to get a one-day century for Australia, and what were your emotions when you brought it up with that six?
I was a bit more emotional than I thought I would be. It was a great feeling. Nice reaction from the crowd, and also I think at that stage, particularly when James had come out, we were sort of thinking, let's get to 200. Let's make sure we bat the overs, and then that sort of progressed to, let's get that to 220, let's get that to 230, and go from there. So to end up with 260 was, I guess, a bit of a bonus. So there was a bit of a buzz walking off the ground. And one of the things I always spoke about with Justin Langer when he was with this group was being part of the Australian team is about not making contributions, but making match-winning contributions and being able to turn the game. So it was nice to feel like I did that today.
And just on Mitchell Starc, 10 wickets in 2 matches, and even on the Test arena, he looks quite comfortable. What do you think the future holds for him in probably all forms of the game?
He's an extraordinary talent, and we've seen the best of him in the last couple of games, no doubt about that. I think he's got a future in all 3 forms, so he is going to be managed. I hope everyone can get their heads around that in the next little bit. But when he's at his best, he's world class. I think he's got a lot of learning to do in the longer form in Test match cricket, and every opportunity that he gets at that level, he'll get better and better, and he'll continue to get better and better at this level, in one-day cricket, 2020 cricket as well. But once again, for someone so young to have played so few games, pretty composed, pretty good plans in the way he goes about things, it's good to see, and there's no doubt that that's in the back of your mind too when you're thinking let's scrape to 220, because you know that you've got someone like Mitch who can rip the heart out of the top order of the opposition.